Okay, well, let's start with the nation this morning. Tinubu excited, experts optimistic over the 3.46% Q3 GDP growth. Why federal government is borrowing by Edu, FIRS boss and Bagudu. Rivers. Amewe-led assembly moves to repeal Commission of Inquiry Law 1999. Southeast hosts 268,000 IDPs in 158 camps. Shatima Abbas, First Lady, intensify push for gender equality. Federal government requests MDAs to accept youth corps members. And legal giants, OK, Supreme Court's voiding of National Lottery Act. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I could start with the major headlines. So President Bola Tinubu is excited by the nation's Bureau of Statistics, that's the NBS third quarter report, which puts the gross domestic product, that's GDP growth, at 3.46%, higher than 3.19% of the second quarter. Experts yesterday expressed optimism on the figures, and it showed clearly that the non-oil sector, with 94.9% contribution as the driver of the GDP growth. The experts said the development is indicative of gradual results from the bold reforms of the federal government. The GDP is a monetary measure of the market value of all final goods and services produced and rendered in a specific period by the country. So President Tinubu's excitement was made known by a statement by his special advisor on media and public communications, Sunday Dare, after the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics released the quarter three figures. He quoted the president as saying, "I'm excited by the latest report from the National Bureau of Statistics that our economy grew in the third quarter more than last quarter and even beyond projected estimates. While I welcome this development, the latest figure also shows that much work needs to be done, and we are going to be doing it." It says, "We won't rest until Nigerians feel the positive impact in their pockets and experience a better living standard. My administration remains committed to the welfare of our people." And he said, "My administration has not and will never forget the promise of 1 trillion economy. That's $1 trillion economy by 2030. So they mentioned the top contributing sectors to the GDP in quarter three. Agriculture contributed 28.65%, ICT 16.35%, trade 14.78%, manufacturing 8.21%, crude oil 5.57%, finance and insurance 5.51%, and real estate 5.43%. When I saw the data, I was like, so even the crude oil is not even at the top.
Yeah.
So this is showing us where we need to lay more focus and emphasis on. Agriculture is there, trade is there, manufacturing is there, and other things. Well done.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Vice President, Kasim Shettima, our First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajudeen Abbas, yesterday all called for concerted efforts against towards the gender-based violence, against gender-based violence, actually. Other Nigerians who were there were lots of he for she's. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun was there. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, quite a number of others. Even our rep from here, the Federal Constituency, representing Koshofe, lawmaker Kafilat Ogbara was also there, amongst many others, at the HID Awolowo Foundation Advisory Council. And they were there trying to advocate continuously for against the gender-based violence, saying that it must be a collective effort on all parties. So the Vice President said yesterday in Abuja during the HID Awolowo Foundation webinar in commemoration of the 109th posthumous birthday of Chief Hannah Idowu Awolowo, wife of the late Premier of the defunct Western Region, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, said it called for the renewed national efforts to create an inclusive society inclusive society where women are empowered to lead and thrive. He said that every nation's treatment of women serves as the ultimate maker of its civilization, which is really, really crucial for development going forward.
So the Youth Development Minister, Olawande, has assured youth corpers that they'll be receiving their 77,000 allowance very soon. He also stated that, that the federal government has mandated its agencies and parastatals not to reject National Youth Service Corps members posted to them for their mandatory one-year service. He said that they've been getting reports that most parastatals and agencies have been rejecting some of these corps members. And, we know that some time ago they banned youth corpers from being sent to private sector. But now we're excited to learn that that ban has been lifted. they can now be sent to parastatals, oil and gas, banks, different sectors, because the whole point of this is that they should be able to gain experience in whatever field of study, for them to be able to have gainful employment after the youth service corps. Yes.
Okay. Mike, you have a story in Nation?
I do, but I copied it wrong. I took a picture of it wrongly, so I'll just start with the beginning. The Southeast holds 268 IDPs IDPs, 268,000 IDPs in 158 camps. There's a severe humanitarian crisis in the Southeast, and it has left 268 persons internally displaced. Wow. This was said by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Benjamin Kalu. He was lamenting at a conference in Abuja. He says that there is lack of water, healthcare, education. He was talking at a round table event. And I was surprised because I didn't know.
You hardly hear that in
you hear it in the north, but you don't hear it in the east. So
okay, let's go to the Punch. Federal government plans more troops as sect spreads in north. Customs seized 558 million contraband in Ogun. US-based Nigerians back 30-year jail for $3.5 million romance scam. Pensions have outperformed my predecessor, says Ayodele. 2025 budget, 13 states commit 3.8 trillion naira to salaries and others. EFCC places Obaseki on watch list, probes contracts. Jackpot workers on federal government payroll resigning amid probe, says head of service. And labor protest, NBS drop in unemployment rate report. Let's take one story before the break. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Nigerian Customs Service Joint Border Patrol Team Sector 2 Southwest has announced the interception of contraband goods valued at 556 million naira over the past 4 weeks. Now, they said the seizures included 816 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 802 kegs of premium motor spirits, we know them as petrol, and other illicit items. The team's coordinator, Deputy Controller of Customs, Mohammed Shaibu, revealed the details during a press briefing on Monday, and it's listed other contrabands that were seized during the period. He said 285 bales of used clothing, 61 jumbo sacks of used shoes, 674 kilograms of cannabis sativa, and 8 used vehicles. And he said the duty paid value of all the seizures made over the last month was about 556 million. And additionally, 802 million was generated from the auction of the PMS. So they had to sell out to the PMS because they couldn't store it because it was inflammable. And he said that they had arrested 2 individuals on, because of some of the goods that were seized. And there's an ongoing effort to curb illegal migration. And they are also going to be arresting. They said they had arrested 34 illegal migrants who were subsequently handed over to the Nigerian Immigration Service for prosecution, among other things that they had recovered.
Okay, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.